Right now, things look a lot better than they did earlier this morning. Take a look behind me. You can still see at this hour there is still smoke pouring out of this building here along Jefferson Avenue. You can see firefighters still dousing some of the flames and smoke inside the building. You can get a good look as well from Chopper 7 above the scene here over Jefferson Avenue. But things, again, look better than they did earlier today. You'll remember there was smoke at this earlier this morning that just pretty much covered Jefferson Avenue. Almost impossible to see during certain points throughout the morning. There was also an evacuation because of the chemicals, perhaps from the beauty supply store here at the scene. The chemicals, the smell from those chemicals just flowing down Jefferson Avenue, and that's what led to the evacuations this morning, most likely. Now, fires, of course, always incredibly difficult for firefighters. Today, even more difficult. A, because of those chemicals I was just talking about, but also because of the wall of bricks on the second floor of this building. At one point this morning, those bricks collapsed, landing on several firefighters here on Jefferson Avenue. They all had to be rescued. And Jefferson. That drove PCS, 2 beauty shops and a liquor store up in flames. As firefighters worked it, the second-story wall of bricks came tumbling down.
I did see the wall come down. I yelled out to the firefighters to look up, and they looked up, and next thing you know, it's on top of them after that.
And then what happened?
They were being rescued by the other firefighters, dragging them out from the debris and the concrete.
Sam Cada, whose brother owns the cell phone store, tried to warn the firefighters. He also took cell phone video of the smoke and flames. Several people either saw or heard the wall collapse.
It's just like boom, you're like, what was that? Sound like a loud firecracker, like you downtown on the 4th of July. Sound like a firecracker like that.
The firefighters were trapped on the street under the pile of bricks and were pulled out by their fellow firefighters on the scene. 6 were taken to local hospitals. Detroit Mayor Dave Bing tried to comfort the families.
They're part of my family too, so anytime that somebody gets injured, hurt, I've seen their families and talked to their families, and everybody's pulling together.
Rochelle Davis owns the Today Nail Salon. Her husband owns Today Barber and Beauty Supply right next door.
It's devastating. During these economical times, devastating.
How was business up until this point?
It was regular, but, we have a slow period, but you have your good period.
The owner of the building says it's been in his family for more than 2 decades.
This to us is not a business, it's more like our home. We're very saddened by the tragic events that happened today. We thank the Detroit Fire Department and the Detroit Police.
Now, no cause for the fire just yet, but I'm told by Detroit firefighters that at some point overnight or early this morning, there was a fire here at the scene. They came to it. They thought they had put it out. They thought it was contained. They left. After that, at some point, it rekindled, either accidentally or on purpose. They're not sure if this was arson. They came back to the scene, and that's what led to the devastating scene this morning when the wall collapsed on top of those firefighters. From Chopper 7 right now, and here on the ground, you can still see there's some smoke still coming out of this building here, out of this complex here along Jefferson Avenue. Firefighters continue to douse it as they've been working the scene for several hours at this point. We'll have more on the injuries from Mary Conway and Val Clark in just a moment, but again, it looks like firefighters could be here for several more hours as they deal with this situation. We're live in Detroit. Michael Rosenfield, Channel 7 Action News.
Yeah, Michael, just difficult pictures to watch. I want to ask you a quick question. Don't know if you know it, but when the wall collapsed on those firefighters, did any witnesses say how long they were up under all of that rubble?
Pretty quickly, they were rescued. I mean, there were a lot of firefighters here on the scene battling this blaze in the first place. Some witnesses, as you heard, thought they saw the wall starting to tumble down. They tried to warn the firefighters. Obviously, it happened so quickly that it didn't. The message didn't get to the firefighters. Obviously, it's a very loud situation. Also, the wall came tumbling down on the 6 firefighters. So many other firefighters were here at the scene. They were able to pull them out very quickly. Probably within a few minutes, they were able to be rescued. But by then, the damage was already done, and they were already severely injured.
Yeah, certainly a difficult situation. All right, thank you so much, Michael. Our thoughts and prayers are with those family members who are out there watching that scene. Robbie?
And we're going to turn now to St. John Hospital, where doctors are treating some of the injured firefighters. Action News reporter Mary Conway is on Detroit's east side to give us an update on their conditions. Mary?
And Robbie, you heard Michael talk about really the family atmosphere of the fire department. These guys spend all day and night together. They're there all the time. So many of them, it is a family affair for them. A number of different brothers will all work together. That's one of the things we're seeing. The last word from the hospital is that we have 3 in fair condition here, 1 in critical condition. There's some confusion on the numbers because the sources are telling me that 1 person has been treated and released from here already, but the last word from the hospital is 3 fair, 1 critical.
I can't comment to you about how serious some of the injuries are because some of them are pretty bad, and I'm going to head over to the other hospital and check on the other guys. So I'm trying to keep my composure. It's kind of tough.
Firefighters gathered at St. John Hospital immediately after getting word of the injuries, where hugs and tears were exchanged. The mayor and fire commissioner stopped here as well to speak with the families of the injured before going to the scene. Firefighting often runs in families. We're told that Tommy Rutkowski was helping fight the fire, but went outside to change his air tank. His brother Jerry was trapped inside.
He was at the fire too. Matter of fact, he turned around and took his tank off, and when he did, that's when everything collapsed and got his brother.
So he was already out of the building switching tanks?
Yes.
You just don't know. And I'm relieved to be able to tell you that Lieutenant Jerry Rakowski is one of the people that is in fair condition here at St. John Hospital. So at this point, his injury is not said to be life-threatening, but he is one of the people here. Reporting live, I'm Mary Conway, Channel 7 Action News.
Okay, Mary, what kind of injuries are they suffering? Is it smoke, is it fire, or is it because of physical injuries because of the wall collapsing on them?
Well, what I can tell you is that the most seriously injured people went to DRH because that's a level 1 trauma center, and we'll be hearing from Val Clark in just a second. I am told that here, primarily it's smoke inhalation as well as broken bones. Well, I do know of 1 person that broke his leg that's being treated here at St. John.
Okay, thank you very much, Mary Conway reporting.
Right now, we do want to give you some sort of perspective on what unfolded here. This is what the area looked like before the fire. You can see the 2-story structure on the right is what caught fire. It is also the site of the collapse that injured the 6 firefighters. Now, take a look at this. One of our viewers, David Kozlowski, snapped these photos. You can see the intense flames the firefighters had to contend with this morning. You can see all of that thick smoke filling Jefferson Avenue right at Dickerson, shutting down the roadways and making it nearly impossible to see. Now, if you have any pictures of the fire, we definitely want to see them here. You can email them to WXYZ desk at WXYZ.com.